Harry and Meghan are having a bad week. They are absolutely stunned to learn that they are being evicted from Frogmore Cottage. You know, Frogmore Cottage being funded by the taxpayers. That was where they were originally living when they were, well, still royals, and they are still royals. They haven't been stripped of their titles. But obviously they fled to America because UK is a horrible racist country. And you'll recall that they complained about how small Frogmore Cottage was. And that was when there was just two of them before they had children. Now they have two children. And they just can't believe that Harry's father, King Charles, is going to remove Frogmore Cottage from them. So they decided that they were going to be evicted. They're making them leave. They're instead going to give Frogmore Cottage to Harry's uncle, Prince Andrew.
What?
And that makes sense because Prince Andrew is still a royal, and he is, no matter what you think about him, it would make sense that they're going to give it to somebody who is at least pretending that they like the United Kingdom, right? I don't think Prince Andrew is a good guy, but I certainly don't think Prince Harry and Meghan living in California, in Montecito, should also have the option to have a cottage that they think is too small, remember? So the Sussexes have a very friendly reporter. His name is Omid Scobie. He always has the scoop. Obviously, they're talking to him perpetually about how they feel about certain things.
Nice.
And he essentially told them, according to him, he says, it all feels very final and like a cruel punishment. It's like the family want to cut them out of the picture for good.
What do you mean by that?
Harry and Meghan have until early summer to vacate. Initially, they were given just weeks, but now they have at least until after the coronation.
Come on now, dog.
They feel that that's final. They're shocked by this. They're shocked that they're basically saying, no, obviously we shouldn't just let you have this cottage. Is this what shocks them? Do they understand? Are they this delusional?
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
You really have to pause and ask yourself whether or not Harry and Meghan are this delusional, whether or not they really thought that they could do an entire tour talking about how much they hate their family, how racist and backward the royal family is, how racist and backward the whole of the United Kingdom is.
Boy.
How happy they are in California, how they never want to come back, how California and living amongst their A-list pals is where they want to be, how happy they are.
Is he all right upstairs?
But he loves his brother. Don't forget, I love my family. I love my brother. I'm just literally going to make millions of dollars trashing them, and also trashing my little niece because she was a 3-year-old, didn't like a dress.
That doesn't make sense.
And they still thought that somebody should just hold the candle for them and in the form of a cottage at Frogmore. You can't make this stuff up. You can't even understand what's going on in their minds right now. You just have to assume that they are fully delusional, and that's what it takes. That's what happens when you have a psychologist.
Well, duh.
Now in America, it's that new age psychology who can convince you that no matter how terrible of a person you are, you should still be awarded, and you should be potentially awarded with lawsuit money. In the case of Meghan Hall, if she wins this lawsuit, they probably will settle. That's what cities tend to do. Or if you are Prince Harry, you should be awarded with a cottage. Boring. All right, guys, the next portion of the show is going to be available exclusively on Daily Wire Plus. I'm going to be reading your comments and answering some of your questions. So if you are not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the link in the description and subscribe right now.
Meghan Markle pulling
that was my story. They'd
pulling
like
festive
to.
crackers.
They'd like to.
Yeah, it was your story, yeah. But none of this is going to help because there is this belief, which may or may not be true in the case of this book. Fact. I don't know, right? But we know in the first book, Meghan Markle said she had nothing to do with it, and then under oath had to admit she did. If it turns out the same has happened here and she's authorised friends to help him and give him stuff, because let's face it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This exchange of letters between Charles and Meghan Markle, only one of them can have told people about that. And Charles is not the kind of guy that's going to be telling people about a letter like that, which makes me think it's her and her friends or somebody has gone to Scobie. We'll wait and see.
Are you serious?
But if that is the case, this is going to be very damaging to the ongoing trust issues between
Yeah.
Charles and Harry.
Well, trust is the key issue, and I think that was something I touched on in that piece about them saying we wouldn't decline an invitation to spend time with the family. The problem is, as you just rightly said, imagine what a whole Christmas at Sandringham would produce in terms of potential future content. And I think looking at, the phone call between Charles and Harry and Meghan.
Stop it.
Around Charles' 70th birthday. It was briefed before it happened, and it was briefed after. And I think if you can't even have a private phone conversation that isn't briefed before or after...
I honestly wouldn't trust... If that was someone in my family, after what they've done, repeatedly, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them.
Trust is the issue. And
fact.
That's not changing anytime soon.
Let's go to Kahindi Andrews, be waiting patiently here. Kahindi, we've talked a lot about race issues over the years, but specifically here, there is no doubt that when they went on Oprah Winfrey 2 years ago, they made a series of allegations directly inferring racism by senior members of the royal family, which they've never produced evidence for, and which 2 years later Harry said, oh, we didn't mean
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
in racism, we meant unconscious bias and so on. Do you not feel that that is incredibly damaging to people like you who constantly fight battles for racial equality, racial justice?
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
Try and fight proper battles about this. Is it not incredibly damaging to that when someone of their profile tries to pretend what they said to Oprah Winfrey was not what it was?
Stop it.
Well, no, I mean, I think the allegations when they came out, we all kind of believed it. It wasn't something that seems completely outrageous. Also, I'm not sure what evidence you could have. And actually, if you listen to the clips, they're clearly trying not to say the names because they know the names are going to cause this massive storm. But
Are you serious?
I think a bigger problem with the whole way this has been portrayed is Oprah's shocked, everybody's shocked. No black person I know was shocked that this came up in a conversation in the royal family. And the bigger problem here really is that actually it isn't about racist royals.
Wait for it.
It's about the royal family is racism. It is a symbol of white supremacy. That's the bigger problem.
because
the way
they're
we
white.
talk about this now is completely
Because they're
ludicrous.
white.
No, not because they're white, but because they're white, because they are
Where is
almost
the evidence,
exclusively
where is
white,
the evidence
because
of
they
them
are
being white
the link-
supremacists?
What is he doing?
Link back to the link back to colonialism. Why do we even... The idea that a country like Britain, which is incredibly diverse, an empire which was more diverse, is led by this almost exclusively white family into the 21st century. I'm sorry, that is
So you're judging them by their skin.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
That's the
colour,
issue
not-
of racism.
So just to be clear, you're judging them by their skin colour, not the content of their characters.
No, I'm saying their skin color is not an accident. It is not an accident that Meghan Markle
they're
is the
white.
first black person to
They
go
can't
into
help
the
being
family.
white,
It is not an
Kahindi.
accident that she's run out of the family.
Kahindi, they're
No, but
white,
that's the-
you're
their
black,
whiteness is the
I'm
point.
white. We
It's
can't
not
help
acci-
our skin colour.
It's not about their skin color. It's about what it represents. The idea that that King Charles is the king of... My family's from Jamaica, which is 90% black people. And the king of, the head of state of Jamaica is the King Charles. It's ludicrous. That is a ludicrous thing in the 21st century. But that is what I'm saying. Symbol of white supremacy.
Well,
That's
you're gonna
what the
have a
problem
vote.
is.
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
mean,
care
you
less
can-
if it was Kate.
Listen, countries like Jamaica will have votes
It's
and
not-
they can
it's not about
decide.
having a vote. It's about the...
No, but
No, it's
the
about
point
the
is you
history,
can.
it's about why
There
is
are
that. How can you
countries
defend
choosing.
it?
There are countries
can-
like Jamaica choosing whether they want to go independent. That's absolutely a democratic right. You don't have to have our
No, my
monarch as
point
the
is
head of state.
The fact that's a choice, in the 21st century tells you there's a big problem.
But
And I'm just saying,
do you
the
think
fact that this
anyone
family's
then,
almost exclusively
anyone
white
in the royal
is
family,
not an
Kahindi,
accident.
just to be clear, anyone in the royal family, as far as you're concerned, is a white supremacist simply because they're white and they're part of the
No,
royal family.
What I'm saying is the royal family, like the police or like universities where I work, they are institutions of white supremacy. It's not about the
Stop it.
individuals. It's about what they do. It's about their role in the world. That's the real case. The royal family should be gone. It should be abolished. It shouldn't exist if we're talking about anti-racism. I really couldn't care less which royal said what, because that actually distracts.
What if
from
they
the bigger
didn't say it
issue
at all?
of why on earth would accept
What
this?
if they didn't say it at all, but the whole world has been led for 2-3 years to believe that they did? What about that scenario?
Like I said, this doesn't, like for me, it really doesn't matter whether they said it or not. It's
Because
not
you think
the
they're all
issue of
racist
racism
anyway,
is
right?
not about